Peace, infinite waters, diving deep once again. We are here, we're in nature, getting high, breathing in that gorgeous prana. We've got the birds around us. Oh yeah. How to stop feeding the fears. Please stop feeding the fears. Thank you. Can I get a hello there? Every day, I get a whole load of questions about fear, literally thousands from all around the world. So I'm going to share with you some tips which have helped me along my journey in becoming my greatest version. To stop feeding the fears. Can you imagine if you were driving around town and instead of seeing 40 or 50, no, you see this massive sign which says, please stop feeding the fears. Thank you. Wouldn't the world be a much better place? Of course it would. Now, a couple of years ago, when I was faced with a great challenge, a skate trick, which was really fearful, I would play the soundtrack for the film Requiem for a Dream. You know the one. Dun-na, dun-na-na-na, dun-na-na-na, dun-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. It almost feels as if the world is coming to an end and it's a matter of life or death. And whenever I used to play that music, I would get so pumped up, I would get so charged that I would just do the trick. Because for me, it was all or nothing. I was gonna die. I didn't care. I didn't care what was gonna happen. Facing your greatest fear will be your greatest liberation. What is fear? Fear is a self-created feeling based on the pseudo-realization you don't have the capacity to overcome a perceived experience. In other words, fear is false evidence appearing real. Now here is where it gets really tricky. Your subconscious mind can't distinguish between what is real and what is not. So this imaginary thought you have in your mind of me stealing all of your vegan cookies, don't worry, I won't touch them, is now a reality within your body, which is the subconscious mind. You're feeling nervous. You're like, Ralph, please don't take my vegan cookies. I won't, don't worry. I will actually. I'm going to eat all of them. The first tip is to air out your dirty laundry. A lot of us, we only show the world what we think the world wants to see. Many of us, we don't post a selfie when we're taking a dump on the toilet, do we? Right? That would be socially unacceptable. It would be a tragedy, to say the least, right? But you want to post a selfie when you got your makeup on, when you're smiling. Hey, that's me. I would admit it. I'm going to admit it right now. But I've realized to stop feeding what you are most afraid of, you have to throw yourself, that's right, into, wait for it, the lion's den. Don't get eaten. So imagine you are a gladiator right now, okay? And you've got the crowd, everyone screaming for you to, they hope you don't get eaten by a lion. And those lions which are coming towards you, which are your fears, are you gonna run away from the lions or are you gonna stand and face them? Well, guess what? You don't have a choice. I'm sorry. Those lions in actuality are your unresolved issues. So once you address your unresolved issues, you stop feeding the fears. I wrote down in my diary today, fear only exists when you believe in it. Let me say that again. Fear only exists, capital O, when you believe in it, when you give it power, when you externalize your own power. So when you face those lions, you now realize the secret that you are the lion. That's why you've had many stories, you've heard of many stories. Gladiators, sometimes the lions wouldn't do anything to them because the gladiators earned the lions' respect. They were one of them. They were one of them. So that's a wonderful thing. Now, when we talk of fear, so many of us, we are overthinking. The secret to stop overthinking is to let go of who you think you are. But what happens, wait for it, when you are wearing this facade, this mask? You've been wearing the mask for so long that now you don't even know who the hell you are. And guess what? Neither do I. Don't worry about it. We're gonna get a detective. We're gonna find out who the hell you are. Okay? When you realize assumptions make bad conclusions, you stop feeding the fears. Because once again, fear is memory. It is a belief system, a perception, which we confuse with the absolute truth of what is taking place. So when you assume, for instance, that flying is a dangerous experience, that a spider is dangerous. Look, I used to be afraid of bees, or wasps, both of them actually. And then recently, what happened? I released that fear. How did I do that? I said, look, if you're gonna sting me, at least do it here. Do it on my hand, okay? I surrendered. I stopped assuming that this was a negative experience. To stop feeding our fears, we must let go of what we think is good and what we think is bad. And realize that our attitude shapes our experience. So our attitude shapes and governs what we are afraid of. I love coming out into nature, breathing in that beautiful prana. So just surrounding myself in a very earthy, natural environment has helped me to stop feeding the fears. But what happens when you are around certain friends or family who trigger certain fears you have? Happened to me along my journey. I said, I want to start talking about becoming your greatest version. People said, what's that? Now they know what it's about. Oh yeah, because we're going worldwide, baby. But there were people who encouraged me. They believed in me. So guess what? I stopped feeding the fears. Once you connect with those who remind you who you are, you stop feeding the fears. You see, many of us, we focus on problems. Oh, the world is coming to an end. Look here. Look here, son. Look here, daughter. I don't fearmonger. Why? Because fear creates more fear. I focus on solutions. I show you the problems, but I will always give you a solution out of your untidy room. The Hoover's downstairs, guys. Clean it up. Many of us, we love drama. We love gossip. We love fear, scary movies, not realizing this is affecting our subconscious mind and trickling into every aspect of our lives. I love meditating. Meditation is the subtle art of allowing thoughts to come through you without judgment. And that has helped me to stop feeding the fears. Look, it's so quiet here. Silence. That is what meditation is. It is when you absorb yourself into the present moment 100%. Many of us, we feed our fears because we're thinking about the future, which, I'm sorry guys, doesn't exist, or the past. Now, I look back only to see how far I've come. That's the only time to look back, right? But you see, a lot of us those of us who feed our fears, we hold the past against ourselves. We say, I was a very bad person, right? I don't deserve it. I am not worthy. One of the most common fears we all have is the fear of not being good enough, which goes back to fear being memory, fear being a belief system. Show me the evidence for that claim. I'm your lawyer now. No, I'm a lawyer against you. Okay, listen. Write down and say, show me the evidence. Grab a piece of paper, whatever you are afraid of, say to yourself, show me the evidence. Many of us, we can't release fear because we are justifying our fears. We give ourselves the excuse for holding onto our fears. No excuses. In a very simple way, the moment you become vulnerable and show the world who you really are, but you must show that to yourself first, you stop feeding the fears. You are not in this world to live up to other people's expectations of you. You are in this world to be who you are authentically. And trust me, once you do it, you get so much confidence that fear now becomes your support. What? Oh yeah, because when you are afraid, it means you are getting ready for the big jump. When you are afraid, what does it mean? It means you are going to the next level. So the gladiator, which is you, which is I, who walks, the gladiator who walks closer towards the lions, when you walk in the direction of your fears, now your fears become smaller. And all you can do is say, can I get a hello there? And there you go. Have a beautiful day. Much love to all the deep divers out there. We are here in nature, infinite waters. One more thing. Fear, it's not over, baby. Oh, you thought I was going to finish the video. Oh, no, because I'm not afraid. Definitely not. Fear exists within the body. The body is the subconscious mind. So to stop feeding the fears, start breathing deep from the base of your spine. Breathe in for 4, hold for 4, release for 4. Okay? And see if that works. Also, realize that when you are afraid in your mind, you are afraid in your body. The great psychologist Fritz Perls is with a client. He asks her, "Are you anxious, madam?" And she says, "No, I'm fine." He laughs. He says, "It doesn't look like it. You look very anxious to me." Because he observed that there was an incoherency between her words and actions. So to stop feeding your fears, become more coherent between your words and actions. Develop a very powerful, high power pose, right? Just like that, just like this, just like that, just like that. Not like, because once you develop a high power pose, you now reduce the cortisol levels, which is that stress hormone linked to fear. And then, my friends, you stop feeding the fears. Most of us, we are afraid of making mistakes. Most of us, we are afraid of not being perfect. Many of us, we feed our fears because we are in the pursuit of excellence, not realizing we are already a perfect masterpiece. Be who you are, accept yourself 100%, love yourself 100%. Let love guide you, not fear. Have a beautiful day. We are here. Woo! Smells good. Infinite waters, diving deep once again. Stay well. Stay healthy. Peace.